What's up, guys? Space2056 here, and we're gonna have a commentary video for y'all. We have GTA 5 in the background. It's gonna be a story time. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy it. So this is the time where I punched a bully in the face. So that's an intriguing title for you. So this all started in 7th grade. 7th grade. It was not a pleasant year. 7th grade. I really hated 7th grade for some odd reason. I think because of him. And it all started when he came he came into our class in 6th grade, and he was very shy at first, but then he started becoming very, very popular among the kids, well, among us. And we were, first he was kind of a weird kid, but then he started becoming very cocky and a bit rude. So in 7th grade he was a bit of a dick, and he was very he was throwing 7th grader insults at me. It wasn't directly trying to insult me. It's like subtle. Like he would say like, "Oh, what the fuck," and like he would try to make me feel bad, but be like very passive aggressive about it. So this all started when we had a tradition in our school where we would go in recess, grab a football, and play football or soccer for y'all Americans out there. And it all started then when we were playing football. He was very good at football. I'm all right. I know how to play. But he was very good. He was always like throwing skill moves, spinning, and he was all dribbling. He was showboating, and I didn't like that because all the girls were laughing, and I was like, damn, I want that. But yeah. Of course I didn't. I was an ugly little child. But it started off when we had 2 recesses. We had one after the first 3 classes, and then after the second 3 classes we had another one, and then I think school was over. And that day, the first recess we were playing football. It was very cold because the sun wasn't out. And we were playing on pavement. So the thing worked, there were many teams on one goal, and and there was always that one kid in goal who couldn't really play. But it started off when I was not in a good mood. I think I was very, very bad mood that day, and we were playing football, of course, and I was aggravated because he was always getting past me. So I started, getting rougher and rougher, like nipping in, I was like trying to take him out. And I did that successfully. I did that successfully, and I kind of like booted him on the ground. He fell, and then I kicked him. Like, I think it was his back, or I don't know, his leg or something, I don't know. But there was this teacher that was always out there who was supposed to look after kids, obeying the rules, doing all that, because they had to. We were in 7th grade, and this guy was name is Henry, and this guy is fucking beast. Henry, big up, I love you, man. But I did that, and he came in, he's like, whoa, 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 and all the kids, because he was so popular, he's like, oh my god, the pretty boy, and all the girls came in, and like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, it was an accident. The girls and the boys, that they didn't believe it, but it was an accident, and so recess was over anyways. We were going to class. This was going to get squashed and cooled down. So in the second recess, this is where everything gets a bit interesting. So in the second recess, we were playing football, picked up like last time, the scores were the same, it was like the second and first half, so we were playing, and I got rough, and I was kind of nudging him, and I was kind of pulling, I was a little shit back in the day, I was, I, to think about it, I was a shit kid, man. I was a dickhead, but I, got very angry because he was always, talking shit. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting past you," and I was like, "Shit, man, fuck you." So this happened. This is on pavement, by the way. So he was trying to get past me so he can pass the ball to his friend, and he would like tap it into the goal. But I just kind of just kicked him down, and he went down, and he was there for like a second, half a second, like not long at all. He popped up with fire in his eyes. He was very mad. He was right in my face, and he was screaming. I didn't hear it because I was so angry as well, because he popped up and screamed at me. I didn't hear what he was saying. Till this day, I don't know what he'd said. I think he was like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you?" I don't know. I'm just guessing. And I just subconsciously wound up and boom, punched him right at the temple area, like on the side of the head. And of course he wasn't expecting it because he was right in my face. He couldn't see it coming. And I punched him right in the face, not on the face, like on the side of the face. And he dropped down. He fell because he didn't see it coming, of course, and he fell. Right, he fell, and I didn't even keep going. The fight was over. I didn't even keep going. I just walked by like nothing ever happened. I just walked by like nothing. And I just kept walking, and Henry came over and like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you? Like, you shouldn't punch people. You don't punch people." And I was like, "What would you do if a man came up to you screaming, acting like he was trying to fight?" I was trying to defend myself. And I'm a grown man. I should do that, that's my decision. Like, you shouldn't do that. You're too young. And I was like, "Man, I don't care." So I was still furious. I was like, "Fuck this. I'm not going to deal with any of the teacher bullshit, talking to the principal." I should have, but I was just still angry, the shithead. So I just walked off, just walked home. And I just kept walking, and then I like chilled by my house. I didn't want to go in my house because my sister was home at the time, and she would of course rat me out. So I was just like chilling in this, like, I think it was like a storage area next to my house. And then my mom was ringing me, and I was like, "No, I'm not answering that." And of course, by the time I walked back to the school, I walked into class, and everybody looked at me like they wanted to fucking stab my guts out. And understandably, I was a dickhead. But, on their side of the story, they didn't know that he was being mean to me, because he was like kind of their hero. And yeah, he was like, he was always the good guy in their eyes. So I was like, "Fuck, I don't care." So they brought me up to the teacher, the principal, I mean. And we were talking, we sat next to each other. We didn't sat across from each other on the table. We sat next to each other. So that was kind of heated discussion. She was like, "You don't fight people. You don't fight people." And he was like explaining, and he's like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm sorry, but I wasn't." He was very insincere about it as well. So the beef wasn't squashed, but nothing happened between us since. Because, well, it kind of worked, but I wouldn't recommend it. He was smaller than me too. He was a little guy. I wouldn't have punched him. He was like, I don't know, 5'8", and like, if he was way taller than me and bigger, I wouldn't punch him at all. I would have been a little bitch and just ran away. But that's what I did. And we at the end of the year, we were on good terms, but we were never friends. After that, it was, if somebody would ask me, did I regret it? I would say probably yeah, but like, probably, because you shouldn't do that to people. Don't punch people. It's not fighting. It's not what you should do to squash beefs. But I was just angry that day. But I know, don't look at this video and say, oh, I'm gonna punch my bully in the face and it's gonna work. No, don't. It was a it was just an accident if that would have worked. But thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and comment if you want to see any other gameplay behind these story times, and of course let me know in the comments if you want more story times. I got this idea from watching my friend Frixty, Spook Frixty on YouTube. Go check him out, I love him. I forgot totally about story times. I always wanted to do this, but like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.